I've ever cast Ranger. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh,
I've never cast my fellow Malaysian.
wow.
I'm in pain. I'm in Spain without the S. And speaking of Spain, completely unrelated, we've loaded into the first map of the final. Here in the top, here on Oxide LE in the top right-hand corner of the map, the blue Zerg player from Hong Kong, currently teamless, but a goddamn menace. That kind of rhymed. It is GogojOey.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Oxide LE, we have the Malaysian Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing Team Mate Hexa. It is Ranger.
All right, Oxide is an interesting map to talk about, especially, I guess, kind of in ZVP. It matters a little bit. It's a map that looks quite open, but there's a lot of like narrow alleyways. There's a lot of like big high ground areas, and there's a lot of rocks. There's a lot of rocks and choke points. And they kind of create these like narrow corridors a lot of the time. Like these horizontal areas.
Yeah.
So it looks open, but there's areas that can be, not so open. I don't think it matters as much in ZVP as it does in ZVT, because in ZVT there's a lot of tank spots behind the rocks, for example. But yeah, like as a Zerg, you want to open up those rocks, those ones right there.
Definitely. Like, I would agree 100% when it comes to the TvZ matchup. Like, there is so much, like, almost abusable terrain here for the Terran player, or so much terrain that can be used to the Terran's advantage. Here in this matchup, though, like, we don't see that much of it. I also did want to pose to you the question, is this the first time we're seeing Oxide today?
Today, yes. This is the first match on Oxide today, and we're going to be seeing a couple of other firsts today. But yeah, this is still pretty standard so far. We have hatch first. Nothing scary.
Yeah, GogojOey so far playing this out pretty standard. Meanwhile, Ranger as well. I'm really curious to see what Ranger did in his series versus Ender. I do know that Ranger was watching Starduck versus Ender, so maybe he was inspired a little bit by that as well.
Yeah, maybe he took some ideas from Starduck. Maybe he took some ideas from Ender's play and made it work in his favor as we see the Stargate go down.
Oh yeah, and this has become the norm in this matchup. We're going to be seeing Void Rays if the game goes long enough, especially on an Oxide. It could, like, we could even be seeing carriers as well.
Yeah, carriers, Archons, and High Templar, just like sitting over choke points and just slowly pushing forward. Just dunking on stuff with the massive amounts of AoE. Stuff like that.
Yeah, and I'm really curious to see what GogojOey has in store for us to try and stop this from happening, because I've seen a lot of GogojOey versus Pez, and Pez really doesn't embrace this. Like, he is more of a Twilight Council kind of guy. Like, he loves going exactly. So we don't really see, or I haven't seen much of GogojOey against Skytoss, against Void Rays, and we've seen a lot of players like Ender as well, like, go for like these kind of like queen timings where like pick up queens in Overlords and just zoom across the map, or Hydra timings.
Yeah, no, you kill them before the Void Rays become a threat. If the Void Rays are committed to, that's kind of the timing you're trying to hit, right? Before they decide to commit, at that pivotal point where they could commit to the Void Rays, or they could just keep what they have, and that's the timing you want to hit with the what is it, the German taxi?
Yep. Did you look at the Reddit post yet?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
What is it, the German taxi? It's the
Italian Vespa.
Yeah, the Italian Vespa, and like the what was it? It was was it the Dutch Dutch metro or something?
I'm pretty sure it was the Warsaw metro. It was Poland.
That yeah. The Warsaw metro. Oh, it's so good. Here comes an Oracle.
Oh,
here we go. He's not opting for the he's not opting to turn on. He's just slowing down mining. Good pull off though. Only gonna get one.
Yeah, exactly. More importantly, he does scout that the main base was morphing into that lair, and as we didn't see a Roach Warren or any kind of tech, there it is. It is Hydras.
Yep, it's gonna be quick Hydras at the 5-minute mark. This could be a similar build to last time with those with that Nidus. I mean, the main base is quite open, honestly. There's like a corner that you can easily hide a Nidus in. That Ranger will have to look out for if he reads this build correctly.
Yeah, definitely. The one difference between what GogojOey is doing and what Ender was doing is that GogojOey has not gone for Overlord speed. Because of that, he doesn't have that kind of vision out on the map or the accessibility of that, at least with his Overlords, more relying on his Lings instead.
He's definitely looking to put that Nidus in the front with that Ling. But if he gets maybe an Overseer, he could zoom his way over to that corner. But yeah, looking to make the first blood move of the game, with some Lings here, taking the initiative.
Oh, that he is. The things it looks like.
If you may.
Yeah, they take out the first Adept. Has to be careful. Oh, wow.
He surrounds the Zealot. Oh, he gets it. He gets it with like 4 of them, but the force field comes up as he realizes the Zealot slipped. And I don't think these boys will do too much.
Yeah, they shouldn't, but oh, nicely done. The Void Rays come in, and they're gonna be able to snipe the spawning pool.
Not enough Hydras here to defend. They weren't able to get here in good enough forces to defend the pool, and the pool goes down, which really sucks.
Exactly.
This many Lings.
Exactly. It's so important because GogojOey is going for that big Ling Hydra all in. So these are the only Lings that GogojOey is going to have available to him, at least until that spawning pool finishes up.
Yeah, and he really needs to back off with these. He can't overcommit with the Lings he has now. Otherwise, he has no buffer for these Hydras, and they're just gonna get absolutely shredded by the Void Rays. Good defense is coming down to the third base here. We've got the static D.
Yeah, exactly.
The cannons and batteries.
Yeah, that's the other key difference between Ranger and Startup, because Ranger was able to scout that early lair. He knows that this is coming, so he can get his D ready.
Yep, exactly. But there's not too much here on the ground left for Ranger, as it's getting very quickly surrounded. Like that Super Battery, keeping that Adept alive way longer than it ever should. Thank you, Super Battery. And there's still a lot on the ground here, but for GogojOey, but it's getting whittled down by the Void Rays. And yeah, with the buffer of Zealots, he's able to hold really nicely with the static defense.
Exactly. Like, this is the defense you want. You know, you've got the wall of gateways, you've got plenty of cannons and shield batteries to support your units, and with that Ranger, he holds on.
He holds tight. He's got a decent couple of Void Rays here to help support him, and to start harassing. And he's got the Robo units. He's got the what's the word? Templar Archives up. He's getting his Archons out there.
Yeah, that he is. He's already got charge and +1 for his Zealots as well. Storm is going to be the big thing that he requires, that he needs to start ASAP, right? Just because of the pure amount of Hydras that are going to be coming out. Yeah,
Storms can absolutely shred through Hydras if you're not careful. If like a double Storm can like one tap a group of Hydras if it's not like arced correctly. So we'll have to see how these fights go. Storm is still not up yet. I believe so. Ooh. The sacrificial scout.
That he does, and I'm really concerned, right? The longer this goes on without Storm starting, the scarier it is for Ranger. It looks like he just wants to try and end it here with these gateway units. Yeah,
it looks like he's just gonna go for mass charge like Archon here, and just try and overpower the sheer number of Hydras here by hoping that the Archons can get their AoE off nicely. But there's a good number of charge slots, but I don't think it's enough.
Yeah, and Ranger, he realizes this. He turns around, he's like, nope, immediately starts Storm.
Really good game sense to understand that he can't do this, and instead decides to hit home and start Storm.
Nicely done. Meanwhile, GogojOey, he himself has been slowly taking up the Lurker Den, is done. He is working on that infestation pit so he can eventually get into that Hive tech.
Yeah, he's speedrunning to a late game tech with that Hydra Lurker comp. Gonna get into some Vipers maybe, start yoinking some shit. Yeah.
Oh.
Something like that.
An interesting decision here from Ranger. So at this point, I would expect Ranger to throw down a Fleet Beacon, and maybe some more Stargates. But instead of a Fleet Beacon, he is going for a Robotic Spade.
Oh, you could be looking to go like Colossi maybe into Hydras.
Yeah, he wants to focus more on the ground-based army instead of trying to get into that sky toss.
Yeah, he wants to look for that ground-based AoE to try and just overwhelm and split up the Zerg army. I don't know if he knows about the lurkers, but he will in a second.
Yeah, and once he does, like, I mean, disruptors as well are gonna do so well against lurkers, at least until lurkers get lurker range, then it could be a little bit more difficult to pull off, but until then.
Because they have the same range with lurker range, no? Something like that. It's more difficult for disruptors to get their shots off with lurker range.
Yeah, yeah.
Run by in the main, and ooh boy, he's coming in here real hot. And that is not a choke you want to be in against lurkers. Oh, but he baits him back into the storms, and everything's on orange health bars or dead when it comes to the Hydra army. As he moves in here onto the 4th base of GogojOey, he's able to zone out these Hydras a lot with the health. Another 2 good storms. Those Hydras are absolutely melting. The power of the Psy Storm.
Exactly, and there's still like what 3 storms remaining here. Like Ranger's still got plenty where that came from.
Yeah, there's still more to come. And he can absolutely try and bait him back and hit him with another storm and a choke. And man, that was some nice moves from Ranger. Showing his effectiveness with spellcasters.
Oh yeah, and we'll see how he can juggle that as well, because here we go, disruptors are on the way as well, so now he's gonna have to try and maneuver with 2 forms of AoE. Well, he has to be a little bit careful. The High Templar, they are being exposed a little bit.
Yeah, the pathing here, taking the High Templar onto the high ground, onto the creep. Uh-oh, does he notice? No, he just clicked everything. Alright, there he goes. He's good. Alright, he's gonna move into this position here. Some good storms onto the ramp to discourage a push up towards him as he starts working up here onto this high ground. And this is a pretty good position for him right now, especially if he can take out any of the vision up here for Zerg. The lurkers rushing onto the ramp, but they will get stormed down a little bit. Couple more storms, but he is running out of storms, and now the lurkers are able to do quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, but like in a split second, I didn't even notice. Like he was able to zone out the army, and he took out the hatchery. Like that's all he really needed to accomplish.
Getting those storms off just allowed him to pick off that army. Oh yeah, and just an overwhelming force of AoEs able to clean up. GG called. Ranger takes game 1.
GG. That was clean.
Mate, Ranger, he's popping off. That was clean as fuck.
My God. Yeah. he defended the all-in beautifully. He before that happened, he even sniped the spawning pool. He was able to deal damage with those void rays, and the decision to just focus on the ground army and dominate the ground, like the pure amount of storms that he had and purification of it was insane.
That was kind of crazy. Man's popped off. That was some strong play using just primarily Charizard Archon and High Templar. Like very well controlled, very well played in terms of the macro and the micro. Made some pretty good decisions. And overall, a very good game as we load into the lobby.
Yeah, we are getting ready for game number 2, and I'm a little bit concerned now for GogojOey. I feel like that was a bit of a beatdown. I feel like he needs to really approach game number 2 very differently.
Yeah, I don't think GogojOey can play as aggressive against Ranger, because Ranger's able to defend, but at the same time, GogojOey, I know him not. I don't think of him as a player that ever wants or can really go to the super late game, but looking at Ranger's play, he definitely can.
Oh yeah, exactly. At least when it comes to like the early aggression, like GogojOey has to explore other options, right? Like whether it is Nidus or like the German taxi or a Ling Bane all in, like something else.
Yeah, stuff like that. Stuff that'll catch out Ranger a little bit more. And here we go as we load into game number 2.
Oh boy, here we go. As we load into this, I want to remind everyone, exclamation mark Funada Dastan in the chat.
Yeah, hello Dastan. And welcome everybody to Lightshade LE as we are joined in the bottom right hand corner of the map by the blue Zerg player. Currently down one in this final series and coming from the land of Hong Kong, currently teamless. It is of course GogojOey.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Lightshade LE, we have the Malaysian Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Team Mate Hexa. It is Ranger.
Alright, we have to see what GogojOey goes for this game. Because I feel like GogojOey is the player that will have to... He's the player that tends to seize the initiative, and he's the player that has to seize the initiative in this matchup because I don't think he can out-macro Ranger.
Oh, yeah, not after that last game. Like, that was...
No. GogojOey's strategy is the two focus on, like, all-ins and, like, really strong, like, timings. And I don't think he can match somebody that can macro like Ranger.
Yeah. Like, the only way he could is if he was able to, like, early on deal some damage to get ahead. You know, that's kind of what we saw against Seether, right? Like, where these, like, roach timings would hit, and it wouldn't kill Seether, but it would give GogojOey the edge that he needed.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, yeah. I agree with that. He's definitely a player that'll macro from an advantage, but in a straight up macro play, that's not a style, you know.
Yeah, we'll see what he has in store for us, as he is, like, so far everything is pretty normal, you know, working on his third hatchery, nothing too crazy, no two-base shenanigans.
So it's not gonna be that aggressive, but surely something will happen. I mean, again, GogojOey isn't one to idle around and get stacked. He's gonna look for something. He's gonna push.
Oh. Meanwhile,
That's a fast robo.
Ranger switching things up.
That is a fast robo.
Yeah. No Stargate.
No Stargate, no Twilight yet. The Twilight should be up at the second, I would assume. Maybe looking for something cheeky, like a Glaive Adept or something like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe, maybe just preemptive. There we go.
Yeah, there it is. We do have the Twilight Council on the way, so we'll keep an eye on those gateways. We'll see how many get thrown down. Part of me wants Ranger to just turn it up to 11 and just throw down a Dark Shrine, because why not? But
we go full Zest mode.
Exactly.
It would be funny to see. It would be funny to see. I would like for that.
Just reminded me that is what Zest did quite a bit in ESL Asia.
Oh, every fucking game.
Yeah. Every game.
Every single game was just, alright, cool, I will now appear with a few Glaive Adepts, and oh, would you look at that, Dark Templars.
Oh boy, but here we go. So we do have Glaive Adepts on the way for Ranger. So far, only going to be 4 gateways.
Yeah, we'll have to see if GogojOey can read this opening and what his response will be. He's already got the Roach Warren on the way. So he did put that down quite early. I assume because he's looking to get an early push off, maybe some kind of Roach timing. So he is continuing the drone.
What I will say is that, like, it's really bold of I almost said Mika, of Ranger to go for this, because I do feel like GogojOey is a lot more comfortable against this style of play. Again, GogojOey, he plays against this style so often whenever he plays against Pez. Like, he is well versed in the defense of Glaive Adepts.
Yeah, no, Pez very much a Twilight Robo player. He will go for these Glaive Adept Glaive Adept pushes quite often. And yeah, I assume GogojOey would have a lot of practice against that, so we'll have to see how Ranger plays it out.
Oh, as he's trying to sneak into the main base, but there is an Overlord here. He does scout it, and already the Roaches are here to meet the Adepts.
Yep, he's just gonna pick them up and take them somewhere else. There's 2 over here by the third as well. Just kind of trying to get a couple of drone kills maybe. Oh, but they get surrounded. Very nice.
Oh, yeah, they do get dealt with. Meanwhile, the Adepts do get into the main base. So actually, a fair amount of worker kills.
Yeah, 4 so far, and they're gonna get a shade out.
Oh,
There they are. Going for more. Good dodge. Able to get out of this round. 7. Can we get one more? There you go. And he gets 8 worker kills out of this for, what was that, 5 Adepts? It's not too bad.
Yeah, like that's he's actually dealing some damage. This is a really peculiar way to do Glaive Adepts as well, because normally you have like a mass like amount of Glaive Adepts at the front door, like Shade trying to like juke and Shade in. Like this is a different way to do it.
Yeah, this is a very unique way to do it, going these like small handfuls. He cancels that Shade. Oh, and he picks them all up. Very nice. Yeah, no, you usually see like 10, 15 Adepts just moving back and forth and back and forth. Maybe another like 6 warped in the main as well. But really he's just going in like a tiny bit at a time. Just kind of trying to out micro really. And he's gonna get out with almost all of them. And the Warp Prism too.
Yeah, he has to be careful. That Warp Prism is getting dangerously low, and you wanna keep that alive for as long as possible. Even if you're not warping in, like the threat of a warp in is always important.
Like just the mobility of having a Warp Prism is insane. You can just warp in anywhere, and that is very dangerous. And we go again. He's going for more drone damage, and he's just diving to the back line, and he cancels the Shade, gets the Glaive bonus off.
God.
He's getting more kills.
This is too much, mate. This is 14 drones have gone down.
He's like absolutely popping off with this, honestly.
Yeah, and like the thing is that was dealing damage, keeping GogojOey busy, and now Ranger is ready for the follow-up. We already have the Sentry Immortal push going across the map.
Yeah, and like the thing about that push is that because he didn't dedicate a lot and didn't focus purely on pushing in with that, like one big force of Adepts, and was just kind of poking in and over trying to find an opening, it's really cheap for him.
Oh yeah. We do have a couple of Banelings being morphed in here for GogojOey for the defense. He even has a Spine as well, trying to muster everything he can here.
And Ranger decides, all right,
wow,
time to go home.
I'm legitimately impressed with Ranger's decision making. Like so often we see players just be stubborn and be like, no, I wanted to go for an attack, I'm doing it regardless of what you have.
Yeah, like the thing about Ranger is that he understands the game to this level, and he's very calculated with what he's doing. Like he's hold that thought.
Hold that thought. Hold that thought. As the Roaches are going to be getting in, looking to dive on top of the Immortal.
Oh no, the Immortal gets surrounded, and the shield immediately blown. Those Roaches are terrifyingly strong with how many of them there are, and they're going to be just diving through the main.
Oh my
god.
The
army is finally back here, but there's even more army coming onto the natural.
Exactly.
And to the third.
As we have this massive Ling run by looking to hit that third base. Meanwhile, at the same time, the Warp Prism that was still alive does get into the natural base, forces all the workers off the line.
Forces the workers off the line. Gonna be slowing down reinforcements a little bit as they have to deal with this, and they have to deal with, you know, not having as much money. And that actually gets GogojOey to get off the third base.
Oh yeah, exactly. GogojOey. He's forced to evacuate. He is forced not to commit to that attack, and now Ranger is given the breathing room. Now he's getting disruptors out, he's working on his tech, and he's pushing out across the map.
Man, you thought stats with the shield higher? Goddamn.
Oh god, exactly. Like Ranger, he's looking quite good here as well. Still like not really confident in committing to an attack, but regardless, like he has other things going for him. You know, he is like expanding regardless.
He's not losing anything by not committing to anything, really. Like he's losing tempo and map control, sure, but he's you know not able to slow GogojOey down, but he's very confident in where he's at to continue like playing this game of waiting for a mistake. He's waiting for at least one mistake to come from GogojOey before he commits. And I can respect like a really calculated risk, anti-risk style of play.
Definitely. It can be a little bit risky though, because again, if you're the one who's being defensive, then you have to make sure you can split up your army and be wherever the Zerg is looking to be, right? And sometimes that can be difficult in and of itself. But so far he's done a pretty good job.
Yeah, I mean, he seems to be holding on pretty strong when it comes to the defense here, which means he can continue to like play this out, making calculated decisions and just avoiding, throwing away anything for free. It's a very risk-averse style, and he's pulling it off quite well.
Definitely. And I love this as well. Ranger, he's diversifying his AoE. He's got a decent amount of disruptors and he's not overly committing to them. He's working on extended thermal lance. He's working on Colossus as well to help supplement the amount of damage that he can output.
Yeah, there's a run by over here, however, but there's a lot of static defense over here. And he is able to take down, GogojOey does take down two of those shield batteries, but these things will get cleaned up and nothing comes from it.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, hopefully Ranger does replace those shield batteries, otherwise there could be like a follow-up Ling run by that does actually deal some damage, but so far Ranger has been able to defend, and now he's got his disruptors, he's got his Colossus. Are we finally going to see him commit to an attack and not just posture here in the center?
I mean, he's looking to max out pretty soon, and I think he's still looking for that mistake, trying to catch it out. He's gonna sacrifice a couple of stalkers there, I guess, for some more information of the army of GogojOey here. But yeah, he's still playing so slow and calculated and methodical with this. And suddenly, here's GogojOey with the full collapse and forces the recall because Ranger just does not want to lose everything in a collapse here.
Oh god, that wasn't just a collapse. Like that was a beautiful surround on the army. The Banelings, for the most part, connected with the sentries, and a bit of a panic recall there. Ranger was able to save a little bit, but that was a heavy loss for Ranger.
That was a very nice snap decision from GogojOey. He was setting up and he was like, "All right, go." And Ranger in his journey to be as methodical with that push as possible, he was not ready. And he got completely surrounded.
That he was. He left himself open there to that surround, and now GogojOey has plenty of momentum going for him. He's almost maxed out. Meanwhile, Ranger is down 50 supply.
But we got the DTs.
Yo, the DTs, maybe they can do something. There is a section in the center of the map, but there are DTs being sent to the fringe bases as well. Yeah,
there is a spore over there, however, and some queens. Banelings run by attempt. Those get quite a bit.
Yeah, they do. As the Banelings actually connect here over to the northern base. Meanwhile, the DTs don't find anything because there is static defense. There are spores all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, Ranger making that one slip up, like, GogojOey has found that slip up, and he is really just driving that nail home, and really putting the pressure on.
It's gonna be difficult for Ranger to really come back from this. Like, he needs to hope for literally the best disruptor shots, the best engagement, the best force fields. The problem is that, like, he lost all those sentries earlier. Like, he's not remaking them. Like, it's something that's not really on his mind.
Against this many lanes.
Oh yeah.
Like, this is like purely Ling Ravager right now. There's some Banes, and there's also, a couple of Ultras. Uh-oh. Oh, the cannon, the cannon. No! Eight probes go down.
Jesus.
Oh, no.
And Ranger was already losing so many probes early as well. We do have Storm on the way. This is another way, right? Like, Storms and Disruptor shots. Like, if somehow the stars aligned and you get, like, the best choke point, he can trade well. The problem is that, like, Storm's not going to help against Ultras.
Yeah, they're just gonna barrel right through, but there are some decent chokes on this map if he so chooses, but there's also Vipers, and he's setting up for a surround right now. He's setting up for attack on multiple fronts with just massive amounts of stuff.
That he is. He is forced back by this DT, so Ranger does have that going for him.
Yeah, and he's gonna be able to move all over here, but to clean this up, but there is a whole nother massive chunk of the army over here by the third base. Once again, those two high-tech are he's forced to recall all the way over here with the rest of his high-tech units, and this is quite costly for for Ranger, this trade here.
Yeah, definitely, as the army is split up for Ranger, but he's actually looking to try and surround the army of GogojOey.
Yeah, some good storms in the Banes there, actually, and the Colossi are going to be dealing a little bit of damage here, but not nearly enough onto those Ultralisks. Meanwhile, on the other side of the battle, those Stalkers and Archons do clean up a lot of this fight.
Yeah, and it looks like... Oh god, like Ranger, he does take the fight, but there are Lings all over the place, and GogojOey has the bank to remax as 6 more Ultras are on the way.
Oh, he's so rich. He's incredibly rich. Mineral-wise, he can just keep spamming Lings.
Oh boy.
Which, honestly, not the best idea against Ranger's composition, to just spam Lings, but it's what he can do, and it's what GogojOey knows how to do, it seems. And surround. Not a bad surround at all, but... Oh, when I say not bad.
Oh god, it's a beautiful surround for the Lings, mate. Like GogojOey just surrounds everything. He gets on top of the High Templar as well. At the same time, there was a Ling run by here, killing another entire mineral line, and Ranger, he just can't keep up anymore.
Oh, absolutely not. This is just, he's just getting absolutely dismantled here. It's GG is called.
GogojOey ties up the series.
Yeah, I mean, really, I think Ranger again, very risk averse playstyle, but I think it was a bit he was hesitant to an extent there. Like, he can only be so hesitant. Yeah, and I believe we're gonna have like a quick, like, couple minute break because GogojOey needs the bathroom. But yeah, no.
Oh boy, yeah, as they are asking for a little bit of a bathroom break, but really impressively done by, I mean, for both players. Like, it felt like Ranger was in the driver's seat for the majority of the game. It was just that one kind of blundered fight, right? Like outside the third where he got surrounded, and
yeah, I think he kind of just blundered his position a little bit, as you said, and really he was too patient. I think, like, there's such a thing as too patient in this game.
Yeah. Like, sure, you can play safe, you can play defensively, but at the same time, you also have to be decisive in your play, right? And know when like your opponent is weak and when you have the advantage and when you can apply that and you know, go in for almost a kill. And it's something that Ranger was very tentative about.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we'll see if he can shore that up a bit for the next game.
Definitely. As we may as well go on a break ourselves, as you know, we have kind of been going non-stop for quite some time, since the players are going for a bit of a bathroom break. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Please enjoy the duct tape, get some water, stretch your roaches, hydrate your hydras, and we'll be back with game 3 of Ranger and GogojOey.
Should we go in Spanish this one?
Do it.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Alright, I don't know if I can do this. Alright, let's try. Aquí, en esta esquina de la mapa, es un Terran player. Es rojo, es rojo. Y a la izquierda,
Ooh.
I don't know my directions perfectly, but I believe it's izquierda.
Yeah.
A la izquierda, este jugador es verde y es un Terran y es el final map. Si puede ganar, yo creo. Es Boga.
¿Y juntos qué son?
Y juntos son los antimancos. I did it.
That was better than what I could have done.
It was better than what I expected.
En el sud, en el derecho, izquierda, derecho. Aquí en la mapa, en la esquina tenemos el azul Terran, tenemos Marea y su what's teammate? Su compadre, su amigo, su enamorada, no sé qué es, pero aquí tenemos el Protoss, es azul, es Derki y juntos son el equipo, los lamas.
Los llamas. How do you say llama in Spanish?
Llama, yeah, maybe.
Right? Just llama?
Yeah.
I don't know either. I completely skipped trying to go for north or south. That was gonna be an impossible one for me.
And coming live from the Playa de Cuto Beach on the Isles of Pine, from the Lagoy part of Bintan Island, from Karagandi in Kazakhstan. We are here with the 29th edition of ESL Pro Tour Open Cup Asia Division. I am your host Yaku of the Zaku, and with me today I have La Pastora, que es allergica a la pasta. El jugador del bolos con todos los cajolers. Wait. I have El Narado que saca todos los caimanes himself, Light_VIP. How are you doing, Light?
What's up, Yaku? We're back. Good. The entire time I was like, why can't I add you? Like, I'm looking for you in the list, and this fucking guy.
And we're back. Oh no, the players kind of jumped into the game with this one. They like jumped right in with this one. So we're just kind of jumping out of break and straight into the game. As we're into the third game of the series, we've loaded into a Romanticide LE, and we're joined in the top left-hand corner by the blue Zerg player coming from Hong Kong, currently tied up in this series. Currently teamless too. It is, of course, GogojOey.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Romanticide LE, we have the Malaysian Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing Mate Hexa. It is Ranger.
Alright, so the players just kind of jumped in without checking, so we kind of had to just rush straight into it.
Just dove back in. But as we are getting back into this, you know, we did have Ranger kind of talking a little bit about that game in the in-game chat.
Yeah, he was just talking in the lobby chat about that game and how GogojOey played that well, and how he was basically ahead until that surround.
Yeah. Feels bad, man.
Hey, it was still a pretty good play from Joey.
Definitely. And speaking of good play, like, I'm curious to see if Ranger is just going to continue to go on this like more ground-oriented Protoss style, or embrace the Skytoss, because honestly, Romanticide is a pretty good map for Skytoss.
Oh, honestly, yeah. Like, it's pretty good for that. There's a lot of like areas that you know, like the mineral walls and stuff. Also, man, GogojOey went for a very fast third. He went for a 23rd.
Wow. Okay.
20 hatch. All right. Damn.
I mean, he's just getting ready for the more macro play, and here we go. There is a Stargate on the way, and many times we've seen Protoss players, specifically Zest, just completely wall off here outside the natural, get their 3 bases up and running. Because there's a full wall off, you can just get your 4th base and like kind of like anchor your main army here, and it's a little bit difficult for the Zerg player to really harass anywhere else, and then you just get straight to carriers.
Yeah, basically, like you only need to defend 1 point, and that it's barely even a ramp, right? Like it's not a hard choke to hold compared to that really wide ramp in the front, where you know your army can get split and stuff like that, as it's in between 2 bases. Instead, you've got like just one direction things can come from, really. And you can just kind of sit back and get rich.
That's typically the plan here, but again, you know, it does kind of come down to Ranger's style and what he wants to go for. As he does commit to the shade, getting a couple worker kills.
Yeah, he's looking for more. He's just here to get more if he completes the shade. Nice, gets the shade into the main. Gotta be able to see nothing scary in here. And yeah, not too bad.
Meanwhile, on the other side of things, GogojOey did dive in with his Overlord. He confirmed that it was a Stargate opening, so we should see a couple of spores being thrown down shortly, and this Oracle shouldn't deal too much damage.
Yeah, it'll be a pretty standard story of the disco ball. It shows up, turns on its laser, gets a couple drones, it pulls back. Alright, never mind then. Color me corrected. This is, I mean, the Oracle thing is still going to be the same. You know, it's going to poke in, get a couple of drone kills, and it's going to take, like, most of its shields and, like, get to yellow health and then leave.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Ranger, I love this. I was worried that this wasn't in his repertoire, but here it is. We got double Stargate coming down.
Yeah, the double Stargate play, the double. And we'll see if, GogojOey spots it. He has an overload in the main. He sees it, I think.
Oh, he is diving in. He confirms. Oh,
the Hong Kong taxi. Hello. We're gonna see it.
Oh god. We'll see, as we do have the lair finishing up for GogojOey. He does have a decent amount of gases. I imagine GogojOey is going to go straight into Hydras again.
Yeah, he's probably gonna go to, yeah, I feel like Hydras is the play here. I mean, he's immediately throwing up the lair as well. After scouting that, throwing down two more gases at the 3rd already. This is looking like a Hydra play.
Yep, and there it is, the Hydraless. Yeah, it does get thrown down, but this is not an all-in. Unlike the previous time we saw GogojOey go for this, we do have that Evo chamber.
Yeah. He's got the Evo. He's looking to go into that Hydra, that heavy Hydra focus, but he's not looking to throw it all away on an all-in.
We've got double. So we got 2 Hydra descents.
Sir? Hello?
You okay, sir? Are you lost?
Hello? Hello, sir. Hello. Are you okay?
So we saw this before. Yeah, we saw this before with like 2 spires. I don't know if this is intentional. We'll see. Question mark.
Doesn't
look like it.
Nope. All right, gets the cancel off of the 4th. Just kind of being annoying with the Void Rays. It's kind of what they're for. They're just a really good harassing unit.
Oh god, and Ranger, he's showing off right now. There it is, Fleet Beacon and a 3rd Stargate.
The triple Stargate. Here we go. Oh, you're gonna get the gas. Nice. That's a pretty nice snipe, and he gets out, and he gets away with it too.
Oh, he gets away, and now he can just bounce back and forth between these locations, looking to try and cancel the 4th base once again.
Yeah, I mean, there's a handful of Hydras and like 4 Queens here. It's not that insignificant of amount of Hydras, but eventually it will become insignificant once enough void rays show up.
Exactly. As the carrier production has started, this is a little bit fast for Ranger, I would say. Typically, we see players establish like charge and +1 first, and then go into carriers, like to make sure that they don't get steamrolled by the Hydras. But Ranger, he really wants to get into that carrier production.
He wants to catch out GogojOey, I think. He wants to throw him off with something, because the past 2 games he's just been playing very safe and very, very methodical, and then now he's just like, all right, cool, 7-minute carries. So I don't think Ranger's gonna be ready for this. Oh, but Ranger a little bit overextended with the void rays. Those Hydras, they sure hurt.
Yeah, and this is why, like, this is kind of scary for Ranger. Like, if GogojOey goes for this Hydra timing, normally this is why when we see double Stargate play, Protoss players go straight into charge, so they have those charge lots to buffer. But there is no such upgrade on the way for Ranger. Again, he's just kind of being greedy, cutting corners to get into those carriers.
Yeah, again, it could really catch out GogojOey, or it could end really badly. So we'll have to see how it goes. I still don't think GogojOey knows this is a triple SG.
Yeah, he has no idea. Yeah, but I mean, it's gonna work out in his favor. I feel like the Hydras are pushing in. Ooh.
This is gonna be fortified very well in a second. 4 shield batteries on the way.
True.
But the DPS, the raw DPS that Hydras put out is pretty insane. There's also the first carry here. Decent force field over there, and these Banes kind of running into not a lot, really. I mean, there's some sentries down there, but they're getting replenished by the shield batteries. The void ray count is falling, but another carrier does show up. The super battery does run out though, so this position could fall very, very soon.
Exactly, especially because the interceptors are starting to run out as well. There are only 2 carriers here, and the Hydras are pushing on forward.
Yeah, there's only 2 interceptors. These interceptors are getting destroyed by the sheer amount of Hydras here. They're +2 in a second too. +1 at the moment. Another carrier shows up, almost full, but he has to keep pulling back.
Oh, he just has to. He has to buy time. It looks like the High Templar will fall, but there is 1 High Templar in the back, and Storm is about to finish up in 2 seconds.
Oh, Storm is almost there. He needs a couple more High Templar.
Where's he going?
If he can get.
He's running away from the fight. We need you, High Templar.
He failed his morale check. Oh no. Oh no.
Okay.
Super battery's up. There's only void rays dealing damage.
The void rays are falling. He went around.
Yeah. Oh. From behind. The Storm from behind. There he goes. Oh, what a believe.
No.
Oh, the miscontrol on that one High Templar cost him his 4th base, but honestly, he's been holding out quite well for how little he has. Like he's held on to that 4th for a very long time.
He has, but like as you said, like the 4th has been broken, right? The Hydralists like are just rallying across the map. It is not stopping.
Absolutely, and he's all he's got is some very empty carriers, which will become empty again in a second again soon. So he really needed those charge lots, honestly, since he couldn't really surprise GogojOey on the offense with the carriers, and he was forced to use them on the defense. And not having those zealots kind of sucks. There is a couple of decent storms, but unfortunately GogojOey was already started stepping backwards away from the interceptors. Here comes another carrier who's decently full, on top of a super battery. Oh, and there it goes.
Yeah, the carrier gets taken out. There's only a couple remaining, and again, there are no more interceptors remaining. It looks like the Hydras have done their job. They're pushing on forward. They're looking to break this 3rd base, and there just isn't enough here for Ranger. The greed, mate.
Yeah.
You got him.
It built up, and it all came back down. It was greedy, and it could have worked, but unfortunately, it did not. It did not. And with that, GogojOey's up a game.
GG.
GG. Yeah, that the end of that game was basically like a slow crawl. It reached a point where the Hydras were just in critical mass.
Yeah.
And it just kind of fell back down. Yeah. it was just difficult to really come back from. No, I don't read enough Mandarin to know that. What you said?
Not sure
Where you at?
either. Oh god, as Ranger is whipping out his Mandarin for GogojOey. Oh god.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's Chinese Malaysian, so should go more void. I don't remember enough to decipher. Yeah, I don't remember my Mandarin.
Wait, hold on. I'm Google translating right now. Let's see.
God.
There is no small plane.
No small plane. Phoenix?
Yeah, maybe.
What? Oh,
maybe.
interceptors. Interceptors.
Yeah.
Talking about having no interceptors. Oh yeah, a small plane.
Yeah, makes sense.
Makes sense. No, I mean, I can read that. Like, I realized now after you said that. Oh yeah, that's right. That's what that says.
All right, here we go. As we are getting ready for the next game in this series, GogojOey, he's up 2-1. Just needs one more to close it out.
Yeah, but Light, based on the vetoes for this match, I would love to see Ranger to come back here.
Oh yeah. I would love for this to go all the way to that ace match. And Ranger, he has it in him. Like, these games haven't been completely one-sided. It's just like a couple of decisions here and there that maybe like Ranger slips up or puts him behind. But he's so close. He's so close.
Oh yeah, absolutely, for sure. But yes, we will be loading into the next game very quickly, apparently. And yeah, as we are here on Jagannatha Eli, we are joined in the top right-hand corner of the map by the blue Zerg player, coming from the land of Hong Kong and currently 2-1 up in the series. His name is GogojOey.
And spawning in the bottom left, we have the Malaysian Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing Matexa. It is Ranger.
And yeah, this is one of the interesting maps in the pool. It is very long. It is a long map with a lot of dead air. Reminds me of what's that? I forget the name of the map. It was like late 2019, I think. It was like the big green Ethereum, was it? Ephemeron. Yeah, the one with the two narrow bridges in the middle. Yeah, that's the one. Kind of reminds me of that in the layout a little bit. Maybe, I don't know. My memory is bad.
My memory is bad as well. Like, I can barely remember some of these older maps.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I have very bad memory. It's a problem I have.
Oh god, but we'll see what these two have in store for us. I kind of want Ranger to go like double Stargate again, and a little bit more refined. But I don't know, it's hard to say, especially because on a map like this, like Queen marches across the map hit so much faster, like due to these speed zones.
Yeah, got the acceleration pads. Yeah, I think this map it's quite long but deceptively so, I feel. Yeah. But we shall see what happens. It would be really funny if Ranger did a proxy Tempest over by that dead space, you know, copper in the, yep, that spot right there. You can hella proxy Tempest there. Oh, imagine the shield batteries.
It would be absolutely disgusting. I'm pretty sure I've seen that in PvT, like just like the shield batteries and the not quite Tempest, but the Void Rays is
Proxy Void. Yeah, I can see Proxy Void with how good Void Rays are at the minute. Oh, hello, Deradef. But yeah, it looks like he's going for a Twilight Robo once again. Oh, ooh, a good save.
Oh.
He's saving these guys pretty nicely.
Yeah, nicely done.
That cancel in unison.
that was
He went
hot.
to the effort to double click.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
he went to the effort to double click those spores to cancel them.
Exactly. And as you said, we do have that Robo and Twilight Council on the way for Ranger. So I imagine it's gonna be Glaive Adepts again. I imagine.
We'll see how he plays it. Maybe he uses that dead air over there to really mess with GogojOey with that War Prism. As speaking of which, he shades the main, gets one. Oh, good save.
Oh.
Pretty good saves here from GogojOey, but forcing GogojOey to use APM to save drones is a little bit in Ranger's advantage, considering he's just walking around clicking on things.
Definitely. And ooh, so the Overlord is going to be taken out, but the Overlord has not seen the crucial tech that Ranger is going for.
The dark shine. He does not see it.
Oh god, that was not a wall. The Lings are gonna get in.
Oh, that was clutch. That's what we in the gaming world call clutch.
Ah, god, and I'm worried because the Lings, they actually caught a glimpse of that building structure. I think it happened too quickly for GogojOey to get a click on it, but I think he just did actually.
Yeah, I think he managed to get the click off. I think it was like, all right, I'm gonna shove one in there to try and click on that. So he should see his response. Yeah, he's throwing up spores despite the Twilight Robos, but he knows.
Yeah, god, feels bad, man. So the tech has been real. To be fair, like, even though Ranger is going for DTs, like, you can always morph them into Archons and deal damage in other ways.
Absolutely, it can just be your way of making Archons. I'm sure he's still gonna try and get poke damage with this. Yeah, and Ranger, ever present with the Adepts, getting the scouting information, getting those drone kills. Like, he's been really consistent with that, always sending in 2 Adepts.
Yeah, I just realized he's double War Prisming it up.
Oh, spicy. Also, here's the DT.
Yeah, the DT is here. It's not going to deal too much damage, but on the other side of things, we do have an Archon as well. The problem is that, like, because Ranger invested in 2 War Prisms, like, it does put pressure on him to deal some damage with them, to get some value.
Yeah, he needs to get the value out of these, otherwise they're just kind of sitting there, because you can't control them both at once. And, you know, it like, handling 2 War Prisms like this, it takes a lot of APM, and you don't want to be using too much of your APM on micro, and that can really be taxing on you, and it can really make it hard to get some value out of this. But he's doing pretty well so far with microing both of these sides of things.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, he's slowly dealing damage here in the main base. He was able to warp in more Adepts as well. At the same time, he was able to keep those Archons alive.
Yeah, and he was doing that at the same time. Pretty good micros shown so far, as he commits to the shade over here.
No! Oh god!
Oh no! He loses an Archon and a War Prism. He's probably gonna lose his other Archon too. That's unfortunate. Again, that's the cost of running 2 War Prisms.
Aye. So the Archons get cleaned up. Sure, there are a couple of Adepts here, but what damage are they gonna get done? And the scary thing is that this entire time, GogojOey has slowly been ramping up in terms of his Roach-based army.
Yeah, he keeps making Roaches, and Ranger has been very focused on the drone damage. Because he's not being able to get take proper fights, he's just poking in with Adepts. And on top of that, again, the cost of running 2 War Prisms there was not being able to keep them both alive. And it cost him a hell of a lot. And now he's forced back on a little bit of a disadvantage because of the committal he had to that harassment.
Yeah, definitely. I'm surprised, like, GogojOey, he saw, like, these units and he decided to pull back with his Roaches. Personally, I think GogojOey could probably take this fight, but he does, like, respect the... Yeah.
He's respecting the Immortals.
And I guess also the defensive advantage as well of Ranger, so he does back off, and surprisingly, Ranger is actually pushing out with this.
Yeah, this is not a big army, but he does have a couple of sentries with a little bit of energy. And he's getting another Archon here. A few Zealots. He does have charge. He did opt for charge over the Glaives.
Is it going to be
We'll
enough
see.
though?
I mean, GogojOey set up for a big concave here.
Oh yeah, oh
But-
yeah.
While maneuvering, he catches him out, and he does get a decent spread over here. But I don't think he has enough. We'll have
Yeah.
to see, because these portals are still alive, and there's another one here. They're not getting focused down, really, but the buffer for them is starting to fall apart. We'll have to see what he can do with this.
Oh god,
With
as
3 Immortals.
yeah, the Red Ravager, oh, the War Prism does get biled down, and the Immortals are all alone.
Yeah, they do run out of buffer, and they trade really efficiently there for only 3 of them, and not having any buffer, but in the end, he's forced to recall them and almost loses 2 of them. And unfortunately, the Ranger crumbles to the pressure. GG's called.
GG, well played. As all that was happening, we didn't get to see it on the screen, but Ranger was losing every single one of his workers there at the 3rd base location. He was essentially all in at that point, and he just didn't have enough to break GogojOey. In the end, like, that double War Prism play just put himself behind because he didn't get to deal enough damage for it to pay for itself.
Yep. It was just an unfortunate situation there for Ranger.
Mhm.
Like, it was just a couple of tiny slip ups and things just kept going, just kind of kept snowballing really in GogojOey's favor.
Yeah. I mean, props to GogojOey for able to keep up and defend at multiple places at once. Like, he was able to, solidify his position, make sure he didn't lose too many drones, and make enough roaches behind it to make sure he had that army, that backbone for when the big attack happened.
Yeah, but man, kind of sad we didn't get to see Submarine, but
I know.
oh well.
I
Oh
know.
well.
I know. It's a travesty. It's such a shame.
I'm surprised Sub wasn't banned. I think Deathor was banned.
Yeah, Deathor was banned instead. Oh god, but GG, well played to both of these players. Again, like, even though Ranger did fall here in the finals, like, he had such an amazing run. Again, I can't understate how impressive it was that he was able to take down Ender.
Oh, absolutely, and pretty proud to see my Malaysian brethren doing so well.
Definitely. I'm just looking forward to this year when it comes to StarCraft. Like, Ranger, he's a player who he can be like a little bit self-conscious about his play, and even I think it was like last week when we were playing in when we were casting ESL Asia, I was like messaging Ranger like, hey, can we like jump into your series? He's like, I don't know if I'm gonna like look too great on screen, like you guys can like follow Ender instead. But like now he's feeling confident enough, and we see why.
Yeah, I mean, he showed a good series, especially against the likes of GogojOey. He was playing really well. He was really showing his like style, in those the first couple of games, especially, showing that he is like a strong player. He understands the game very well, and his decision making is very good. But sometimes there's this situation of sometimes being too risk averse, which as he continues to play and as he continues to compete, we'll see how that pans out.
Exactly. Like, what's important is that this is still only the beginning. Like, we still have 2, maybe 3 months, at least 2 months until we get into DreamHack, the 2021 season after Katowice. So yeah, like, these players are still they still got plenty of room to grow before that summer season.
Yeah, this is absolutely off season for the non-GSL players and the players not going to Katowice. So this is like super off season. So we'll see what they develop. We'll see what happens. How they improve, if they come up with any fun new things, etc. Stuff like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. So well played everyone who showed up today. Can't wait to see how everyone progresses throughout the coming months. And thank you so much, Jet, for joining me today.
Of course, I'm always happy to cast. You know, gotta get more casts under my belt, especially after my short couple of month hiatus.
Yeah. I hope you enjoyed your break, because we still got plenty of StarCraft. I hope you'll be joining me tomorrow for ESL Open Cup Asia.
I sure probably will if I'm not asleep.
There we go. For those wondering, as you can see on the screen right now, we have our weekly schedule, and our next broadcast will be tomorrow at 6 p.m. KST. That will be ESL Open Cup Asia.
Yeah, should be lovely. Just more, you know, high level Open Cup stuff.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's ESL Open Cup Asia. That's where all the Koreans play.
It is. It's where all the Korean Protosses at least are.
Yeah.
Oh god.
The Korean Protosses go to practice. The rest of them ladder.
Exactly. But thank you so much, and Alyx, why don't you let the people know where can they find more of you?
I don't play or stream StarCraft, but that's okay if you want to watch me play other video games. Twitch.tv/QueenAlyx_, Alex with a Y, and my Twitter is, I don't know if you want to follow that, but you know, twitter.com/QueenAlyx. You can follow it if you want. I'm warning you. There's not a lot of StarCraft content there. I just cast the game sometimes.
We don't talk about Alex's Twitter, okay? We don't
talk about we don't talk about the things that I do outside of StarCraft. I really should make a Twitter account for casting, so I don't mix everything up. But that's future plans.
Yep.
Yeah, but what about yourself, Light?
Light_VIP on Twitch and Twitter, all over the place. Got that unified branding going on, with with Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. So you can follow me there if you want to tune into like some ladder streams, some behind the scenes streams, some Final Fantasy. It's all there. But more importantly, you can follow us, the Cranky Ducklings, on all the social medias: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Discord. We are all over the place. So if you enjoyed our casting, if you want some more StarCraft, we have plenty of it here on the channel. And we will be back tomorrow. Do you have anything else you want to add, Alyx?
Whoever the hell has the original Queen Alex without the underscore, I'm coming for your kneecaps.
Look out! She's coming. F's in the chat. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.
Brr.